Howdy partner and welcome to part 3. Draw. Pew pew. R. You got me. My final wish is that you enjoy.
Live again.
Right, okay. So, yeah, thought to do something a little bit different this time round. So, Christian knows this. Last night, my brother called me up and he was telling me how he was listening to the first episode on Spotify. And he was going on saying how he liked it. And you know what the main thing he liked? How yous was zoning out while I was talking. So,
I love it when other people ignore you too, brother.
No, but that's his thing. It's like how he loved it the way I'm chatting and you just go, yeah, well, this room's pretty, isn't it? But yeah, he did make a request. Obviously, Asperger's and whatnot, and Christian, of course, lacking social skills. He was curious to know what our opinions were on social interactions and social cues and the like. So, I suppose what we can do is throw a random example on how we respond to that. So, here's one just the top of my head. Christian, what do you like with sarcasm?
Quite good, usually.
Care to elaborate?
No. That was sarcasm, Stephen.
Yeah. I worked that out a little bit too slow. So on that topic, as you just established, I am terrible for it. I don't notice it like at all. It's like, because obviously, you know, struggling with social skills is common with those with Asperger's, and I've taught myself an awful lot. And of course, how many times, Christian, have I literally sat there and went, "All right, Christian, pack it in." So obviously, yeah, you've lost count. So obviously, you've had your moments. Like, what was it? After me just disappearing for a few months, just thinking, "Do you know what? I need my own space." And then when I see it again, you were like, what was it? You're saying, "Well, I've been good. It's been months since you last had a go at me." I was like, "Well, it's been fucking months since I last spoke to you."
Exactly.
But what about you, Sam?
What a social cue is.
What about you? What are you about
cheating.
with social skills and that?
Social skills absolutely dreadful. I can't really speak to anyone that I don't know.
Right, okay.
How
And
did
Lucy,
we
what about
start
yourself?
talking, then?
Actually, yeah, good question. How did you two meet?
Xbox.
I can't remember.
It must have been through Rob.
Most likely.
So go on, Lucy. What about yourself when it comes to social skills?
Pretty crap.
She understands mine though, which is really weird. Like, she
But
understands
that's
mine.
because we're so similar.
Yeah, true.
Alright, so how about this then? You're sat at a bus stop and, you know, waiting for the bus, whatever. You're on your phone doing whatever. Then some old lass just comes along and she just makes small talk, you know. She starts off by saying when the bus is due, you know, you respond with, I don't know, or you tell her. And then she just starts talking about her day. Now, my interpretation of that is the poor lass is lonely and she's just wanting a friendly conversation with an individual she's looked at thinking, yeah, they look alright. How would you react to that?
I'm just talking to them. Like, talking to other people isn't the problem, it's more certain situations I don't understand.
Like what?
Like, if something suddenly goes, like the fun stops, and everybody stops giggling and stuff, I wouldn't notice that until later on, so I'd still be fun and everybody would class that as annoying because they no longer want it.
Oh, yeah, so, like, ages back when we were playing games in there, where you would do something, it would be funny, but then people were no longer laughing, they were starting to get annoyed, but you still think it's a joke.
Yes, and I wouldn't realise that.
Yeah, because I even remember where you and I had a conversation on Facebook, how we were discussing You Need to Be Told. And I remember actually sat there thinking, hang on a fucking minute, I told you down the mic, and you're telling me I've got to message you this stuff? And you're like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, fair enough.
Situation changes, that's what I struggle with now.
Yeah, I get you, yeah. But, yeah, may as well put myself in the spotlight.
Yeah.
So...
We've got a budget for a spotlight, bloody hell, this podcast has been doing well.
Yeah, all 11 views paid for it. yeah, so putting myself in the spotlight, obviously my social skills now are not perfect, but they're so much better than what they used to be. And one issue that I had was if I had a joke in my head that I thought was funny and people don't laugh at it, I know now that maybe it's not funny to them. Back then, I wouldn't think that. So let's have an example, shall we? So I'm going to I think it was the Odeon or whatever, going to the pictures, and I was with my mate's sister and her friends, and I just thought it would be funny to make the comments, this nacho cheese, it smells like my brother's feet. Trying to be funny, right? Now me, being the, antisocial, terribly fucking socially skilled individual, no one laughs, and the logic conclusion is they didn't find that funny. Oh, not me. I thought maybe they didn't hear it. I'll say it again, but louder. And of course, it got very awkward very quickly. But yeah, the reason why I mention this is because with social skills, like, sometimes it can be difficult to read the room. But with talking to other individuals about this, the best way of wording it, and like, shout out if you have had this, when you want to say something, but you've got to think about how it comes across, and also how they will interpret what you say. Like, have you ever had that issue?
I don't think before I speak, so no.
What about you, Sam? You haven't even zoned out, did you?
And you have a go at me, Sam. How dare that?
No, it's just that.
I don't remember that, but alright.
No, but did you hear what I said, or do I have to repeat?
Basically, just
slightly.
speak before you talk.
You think before you speak.
That's it.
Sometimes, yeah.
Because the thing is, the reason why I'm bringing this up is I quite recently had the conversation about this, and when it comes to me learning social skills, there was something that I learned, which was you can control how you come across when you say something. And when it comes to verbal communication, I believe it's somewhere maybe 20 or 30% of communication is actually verbal, whereas the rest can be through body language and the like. So one indication is if you're talking to someone and they're genuinely interested in what you're saying, their torso is facing towards you. Now, of course, I'm no expert, so, don't take this as gospel. But, little things like that is, things I've picked up on. Also, even the pitch of their voice can play a role in it. But the only thing really that you can you can control in that kind of interaction is how you come across. Okay, yeah, you've got to also consider how they will interpret it, and the better you know that individual means you'll find it easier to, not offend or whatever. But I come to the realization that you can't always guarantee how they will interpret it, and that's not an Asperger's thing. That I wouldn't even say that has an issue. That's not an issue with yourself with lacking in social skills. That's more down to the individual. And an example of which.
Listen to that then. That was quite good. Zoned out a little bit, but I brought myself back.
You fucker. No, because it's like it's like here's something. How many times has someone said to you, "No offense," but and they say something offensive?
Yes.
Right.
It happens
No
to the
offence,
point
but-
that it's noticeable.
As I always say it to you, Lucy. No offence, but
Yeah, you can say it all the time, but I never take offence to what you actually say. Because I'm a good friend.
Yeah,
and
'cause
you
you
never
never-
actually mean to offend me.
yeah.
Yeah. So the difference there is you two know each other, right? But the point I'm getting at is
A little bit too well. To say that we've only known each other for like 2 years.
And we've already been on holiday.
And
I
we've
think it's
already
been longer
on
than that
holiday.
now because
Well,
I've known
no,
you
it was
two for
two-
about
well,
a
no,
year now,
It
innit?
was 2019 that we met towards the end of then. So it's pretty much 2 years.
Well, to spell it out, it's like, so you two didn't know each other that long when I first met you, but you defo came across like you knew each other for a long time.
You've almost known me a year. I think you met me April of 2020.
Yeah, it was before the lockdown, I know, and it was before the actual lockdown, I know that.
Best thing about our friendship, though, first words ever.
Wait, hang on. Explain in context.
Right. Just casually walking around college, I knew she were on the childcare course but a level below me. And one day we were just walking past each other, and we must have agreed in our brains or something, because we just went, and just walked off. And like for a good like 2 weeks, all we said to each other was just,
It's like before when you were talking to Lucy on the phone, like to get her to come online so we could start this, and I just thought it was funny. As I said before, you're talking all like that, and she's talking all like that, and just like it's one of them where you're trying to be funny and she's just like, shut up, mate.
Well, I was laid on my mum, cuddling her, and I was just like, oh, Christian's ringing me about answer. What do you want me?
Would
like,
you
oh.
like to come on sex box with me, please?
When are you gonna be on Xbox? Soon. How soon? Soon.
Anyways, so going back to what I was saying before with the comments, no offence, but I was talking to my brother about this when it comes to interpretation and whatnot, and how you can say something and it doesn't matter how many times you say prior to the comments. If you say in your own words, I don't intend to offend you, but, and then you say something, that individual can still get offended just because, like, yeah, here's an example, right? If you see a woman wearing a dress and you said to her, no offence, but your ass looks big in that dress, just because you've said no offence doesn't mean she's immune to being offended.
Stephen.
Yes.
No offence, but you do look like a Stephen.
I look like a Stephen. Okay, so what does a Stephen supposed to look like?
I'm gonna disappear for a bit. My pizza's here.
Right out, sound. I'll talk to you in a bit. And then number 3. Sorry, what was that, Christian?
Well, you just Stephen. You just look Stephen.
So it's one of them just looking and it's like, yeah, definitely a Stephen. Like when you're walking down the road and you go, see that guy there? He's a prick. What makes you say that? He's just one of those faces where you go, yeah, he's a prick.
Yeah, pretty
He
much.
looks like a Stephen.
Thanks. But yeah, it's one of them, like, when it comes to communication, like, the root, in my opinion, the root of communication is interpretation, because it doesn't matter if you intend something as a joke, others can get offended, and then of course, if you're trying to be flattering, it can come across as embarrassing or whatever. I mean, you should hear me trying to flirt, I'm fucking terrible at it. But yeah. Alright, well, for you to giggle like that, you've just imagined me trying to flirt, haven't you?
Yeah.
Do you know what I thought of? You're walking into a bar and walking straight back out again like that.
I've done that.
Not today.
I've done that.
No, I have had it where I used to go out to pubs and used to go out to clubs, and to be honest, I never liked it, you know. Like, have you ever gone out drinking and all that, or used more antisocial?
Antisocial.
We like
well,
each other and Xbox.
I will say this, you're not really missing much. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I do have some fond memories of going out. Like, there are some individuals I can think of in particular where I have really enjoyed spending time with them. But then, of course, there's other occasions where it's like I made a fool of myself. Like, literally, the first time I went out drinking, I really pissed off my brother with this, because I was drinking to keep up with my mates, and since I wasn't used to drinking at the time, I basically got blackout drunk. And I remember I was dancing poorly in one club, and I came to in another club in a bathroom. When I realised that I had blacked out, I'm thinking only 5 minutes had passed, but it turns out over an hour had passed. So of course I'm panicking. You know, my brother sees that I'm in the right state, and he's like, right, it's time for you to go home. And I'm like, you know, saying, I don't want to fucking go home. So, of course, he's like, where's your taxi money? And I've always had this thing where I always had me drinking money in one pocket and my taxi money in another pocket. But for some reason, I had nothing. I'm guessing I spent it on alcohol. So Michael was pissed off with me because, you know, he had to pay for my taxi with his taxi money, so his night got cut short as well. Now, of course, we look back on it and we laugh. Like, here's the thing, right? I was the topic in particular, you know, it was a request. request by him, so he's probably listening to this now, and he's probably being...
brother.
Anyways, he's probably listening to this now going, oh yeah, I remember that, you fucking bearded fuck. But yeah, it's one of them. Like, I do have some fond memories, but I realised, do you know what? I only did it because it was the done thing, and I quickly grew out of it. I preferred the house parties, if I'm being honest, because at least then you were in a safe environment. If you did get really drunk and you pass out, again, you're in a safe environment.
Just realised
So therefore,
something.
go ahead.
My best man's a woman.
Care to elaborate on that? Because that is completely out the fucking blue.
I think the other person in the party knows what I'm on about.
I'm the best man. There we go.
So, based on what you've just said, if Christian ever gets married, Lucy's the best man.
Yeah.
Now, considering how we talked briefly, how you two haven't known each other that long, that's actually really sweet.
Can you?
We may as well be brother and sister.
Can I be a bridesmaid just to carry on the odd tradition?
Yeah.
As long as you don't ask me to be a bridesmaid. I mean, I don't really think I'd suit a dress.
Just throw lads
you
in
can get maid of honour.
dresses.
Do you know what sounds? You know, as soon as you said the word honour, I'm in there.
No, I'm
not
sorry,
sure
Lucy. If you could generally get just a whole male, just bridesmaids, just all in dresses.
Instead of the maid of honour, I'll make you the dude of honour.
What, Stephen and not me?
Said you wanted to be a bridesmaid?
As long as I can stand closest to
Do you mind if the dress is blue, because then it'll match my eyes?
No, it'll be black.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Wait, can I have a tailored rainbow suit?
I'm the one that's going to be wearing rainbow.
Oh.
Yeah, we've got to have eyes on hair. Come on, Christian, can't have a spotlight on you.
Fine, I'll just sit there naked. That'll get attention on me.
Anyone object? Well, I object the fact that he's not wearing fucking pants.
Fine, I'll just
No, but-
go to the
Get
toilet,
kicked out.
comes out with just fucking bed sheet on.
Toga!
Toga party!
But yeah, here's something for it's completely like going in like the opposite direction. You know, you got marriage and all, but you know, completely going a different direction. Have I ever told you what my mate said would happen at my funeral?
We'd all done.
So apparently, what's going to happen at my funeral, and I've got no say in this. And frankly, do you know what? It'll be a giggle. So why the fuck not? I'll be dead, so I can't
won't
exactly
care.
argue against it. But the idea is to attach a rope to my corpse and the other end of the rope to the ceiling fan. And while everyone's mourning, you turn on the ceiling fan and you start playing Space Jam. So you got my corpse spinning around in circles. Welcome to the jam. I mean, let's face it, one way to be remembered, isn't it?
I just want someone to, like, I saw this on Russell Howard where this little kid wanted, because he had cancer, he managed to beat it, thankfully. But if he was going to die, he wanted Russell Howard to go to his funeral in a cock costume. I just want someone to do that in mine, just someone dressed up as a cock. Person doing ceremony and fucking vicar in a cock costume.
Well, yeah, here's a topic that I'm personally interested in. Because obviously, to say how it is, it's inevitable that one day, you know, no one's immortal, right?
I'm too stubborn
It's
to
inevitable.
Can I just make a quick comment?
Hang on, before you do, Christian, did you just fucking quote me then?
Yeah.
Stealing my line. Sorry, Lucy, go on.
How the fuck has this gone from Asperger's to death?
Where did
I'll
the
explain.
death?
I am in the conversation and I talk bollocks 24/7. The reason why we started doing this is because Christian wants to record
You
me talking.
speak absolute bullshit.
Yeah, just chat shit for hours and whatever.
Nah,
whatever's
this
funny,
is so being
whatever's
called
bad's bad.
death do us part.
Death to us part. Fair enough. No, but anyway, this is actually a topic that does interest me. So, you know, when it comes to the fact that no one is immortal, I mean, I had this attitude
What
of
about the
like,
immortal jellyfish?
oh shit, he's back. Yes,
I've been
so
back
forget
just
about-
for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, but forget about like the jellyfish, because I know how there's a species
Yeah.
of jellyfish where they get to like the end of their life cycle and then they like rebirth themselves or whatever. They basically go back to an infant
Yeah.
and continue that way.
Pop out
Well,
of
when
the
you
ground.
said life cycle, then all I envisioned was a jellyfish in a washing machine. He had different cycle where it's like really fast.
It's now refreshed. Smells like
I have to
lavender.
admit, I would be confused if, you know, doing the wash and you pull out your boxes and there's just a fucking jellyfish just sat in your boxes.
Why can I just imagine he's got like a little recliner as well, and like a pineapple with a straw in it. Can you put me back in? I'm on holiday.
Vacation, bitches.
So anyway, what I was going to say is, like, no one's immortal.
Yes, your death.
But what would you say is the definition of immortality?
Probably brain function continuing somewhat.
So what I mean by it is what you've described then is arguably the way we basically just talked, where basically death is a no-go, you just keep going. But when it comes to my interpretation is, technically speaking, are you really dead if you're never forgotten?
Yes.
But eventually you will be forgotten though.
Your
Well,
memory,
I
your memory isn't
suppose.
dead. The memory
Yeah,
of
'cause-
you,
I mean, don't get me
but
wrong,
you
right?
yourself is dead.
Like, they do say statistically that you know, you get forgotten about like in 2 generations' time.
No, we'll forget you.
Fair
instantly.
enough. Say that again.
We'll forget you instantly. All right.
Oh yeah, don't worry about me. I'm an anomaly, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is, if you leave your mark, if you do something, you leave your mark. Like, technically, you have immortalized yourself, haven't you? If you get my meaning. And what the fuck are you giggling at? I'm trying to be deep and serious here.
I'm gonna be remembered for pissing off the Washington Monument. I will be known as the guy who did that.
But the point I'm getting at is,
Do we even know that guy that did the thing?
well, yeah, the point I'm getting at is, I'll use Markiplier as a good example, and there's a reason why I'm using him as an example. But you're talking, you've got him or PewDiePie or whoever, you've got a YouTuber, whether they are successful.
6,000.
Excuse me, madam.
Mr. B 2000. Mr.
Do you know what? I don't know what the hell is in this vape, but there must be weed or something. What the hell are you chatting?
Singing the Mr. Beast outro. Thank you very much.
Or you could do You Beautiful, One of a Kind, Smile.
Mr. Beast, is that another YouTuber?
How don't you know who Mr. Beast is?
I just simply don't know.
One
Hence
of
the
the
reason why I'm
fastest
asking.
growing house on
The
YouTube.
guy who gives out houses for $1.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on, I think I know who it is. Yeah, he's basically a meme, isn't he? Like, always like, I'll do this for this, I'll do that. Yeah, fair
No,
enough. Yeah.
he just gives
I
stuff out
haven't
to
subscribed to him, but
Also,
yeah,
the
he
thing
has-
with the 2 million trees. That's another thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, I haven't subscribed to his channel, but yeah, he's not a bad YouTuber. But,
Well, you're
but the
not
point I'm
gonna
getting
win
at,
money then.
no, the point I'm getting at, he's actually another example. The point is, whether they get famous or they're not, technically, they have recorded, like, you know, part of who they are on the internet, what have you. And in a way, that's kind of, in my opinion, immortalizing themselves. And don't get me wrong, the reason why I'm
I've
stating...
immortalized myself.
Sorry, what?
I've immortalized myself.
I have as well. I've
Well-
pissed off Washington Monument.
Yeah, but technically speaking, right, whereas, okay, yeah, you got Christian, who's 18, and you got myself, who's 28. Yes, there may be, piss off, there may be a 10-year gap between us, but what we do have in common is
Big
we
ways.
both have Facebook. Now, whereas I don't upload a lot, and I'm assuming Christian doesn't upload a lot,
No.
when it comes to the point where I'm in my, say, 60s, whatever, and assuming I have grandkids,
Oh,
those
Christ.
grandkids would be able to look back on Facebook, assuming they had the fucking patience to scroll through it all.
What
They
if
would
Facebook's not even a thing when you've got grandchildren?
Yeah, it could be.
Say that again?
It could be Bookface.
I said, what if Facebook's not even a thing when you're full
Okay, yeah, don't get me wrong, there is a chance that Facebook would get shut down or, you know, post-apocalyptic, whatever, where the internet just goes, you know, bye-bye, whatever. But
Bye-bye.
assuming it's still a thing, the point I'm getting at is, generations from now, would they look like, fuck this way, like, have you ever gone on Ancestry.com and looked up family trees and that?
No, but we've got other family members that have.
Right, okay. So you may be familiar that sometimes finding like information about family members can be a bit difficult, and I do believe if you've got relatives in Ireland that it can be even more difficult because
Probably so.
how because obviously a lot of records got destroyed, and obviously that goes into another topic entirely. But the point is, it can be difficult. A few generations from now, assuming Facebook is still a thing, they will be able to look back and see, like for myself, for example, again, I'm 28, and I haven't uploaded a lot, but what I have uploaded to Facebook, they would be able to see what their great-granddad or whatever got up to at the age of 14. Essentially, it is kind of like immortalizing yourself, because you will be remembered because of that. You get what I mean? Well, there's me trying to be deep, and yeah, fuck off.
I can just imagine on Facebook, Stephen updated his profile. I was alive when colour was invented.
I was there during the argument of whether there should be a U in it.
Colour screen TV came out.
My dad was alive when the fridge came out.
I'm not even sure if that's what you were talking about.
No, Christian was just trying to be funny, but obviously we missed our cue to laugh.
Yeah, my dad was alive when fridges first came out. Fridge. You'd have thought it had just been a thing forever.
Have you ever watched Downton Abbey?
No.
Fucking hell.
No, it's like when I was chatting to my mum earlier, like talking about the way school and that was. When she went to school, like myself, she's left-handed. But the school that I believe it was the primary school.
Weirdo.
Here's the thing, right? You say I'm a weirdo, right? When she was in school, they believed that writing with your right hand was the sign of the devil. So
No,
they
it's
would
writing with your
force
left hand.
Say that again?
It's writing with your left hand that is sign of the devil.
No, that's what I mean. Yes, writing with your left. Did I say right before?
Yeah.
You said right hand.
Oh, my mistake. Sorry. Yeah. So writing with your left hand was a sign of the devil. So therefore, they would force you to write with your right hands. So you got me mum, who what's the term? Ambidextrous. The word for yeah, that word, whatever. Yeah. So she can actually write her name with both hands, because she was basically forced to write with her right hand.
But she's a bit of a weirdo because she can do that.
Well, technically, I'm kind of the same. I mean, I can't write with both hands, but it's like
You're a woman.
Yes, can't you tell by my feminine beard? Anyway. Actually, hang on a fucking minute. It's 2020. Hey, Christian, did you just assume my gender?
Yes, I did. I
Oh
don't.
my. Oh, okay. Just want to confirm that. Oh, bollocks! It is as well.
There you
This
go.
lockdown's had its toll on me.
2021.
Yeah, the fucking lockdown's had its toll on me. Yeah.
Beard shampoo
So,
for women.
Well, the
Do you know what?
genderised fucking Mr. Potato Head. It's not Mr. Potato Head anymore, it's just Potato Head.
well, what about his wife?
No, it's actually civil partner now.
My mistake. But last I checked, there was 2. You know, I've seen Toy
Yeah,
Story.
I've got a kid.
The kid's
got a
gonna be
kid?
very
They've got a
confused
kid
now.
apparently.
Daddy, why are you down, mummy?
Don't ask questions, darling. But yeah, so as I was saying, I'm the same. Like I can't write with both hands, but I'm left-handed, so I write with my left. But when it comes to, like, say, using the mouse and keyboards, I have to use my right hand for the mouse. Like, I can essentially use both. And since I did joinery, it does have its advantages. Like, since I'm a skinny fuck, obviously, if I'm using the saw, my arm's going to get tired.
It
You know,
still
since
gets
I can use
tired when you've got a log for an arm, Stephen.
Okay, yeah, fair point. But the point is, I'm getting at, is it's like, I'm sat there trying to cut the wood and my arm's getting tired, so most people do just have a rest. Me, I just use the other arm.
I failed one of my woodwork classes because me being me at the time, I liked everything like neat and tidy, so it looked good.
Right.
We had to do a simple L joint where basically each end you cut it in half so you can stick it together to make an L. I did that. What do I decide to do? Sand down the edges so it's all rounded and smooth. So then it became not practical.
Yeah, I get you. But you know what? It was kind of a good thing that you'd done that, because you thought it would be a good idea, and it turns out it was a bad idea. Now, I know it sounds contradicting, but hear me out. You do learn from experiences. Since I tend to build an awful lot of stuff for a hobby, like, I've lost count how many times I thought, I'll do it this way, that'll be a good idea, and it turns out it's not. And the best teacher is experience. What was it, the last episode? we were going on about teachers and that, and I was saying in my own words how there was a lot of teachers who I didn't like. They can only teach you so much. Experience is the best teacher. And there's a saying that I use quite a lot. Do you know the difference between a master and an apprentice?
Never heard you say that ever.
No.
Okay, well, shut up, Christian. But yeah, the difference between a master and an apprentice. A master has failed more times than an apprentice has tried. Yeah.
I have a feeling this is a quote from a movie.
If it's a quote from a movie, find out for me, because, like I said, I don't know. It's just something I've been saying.
Off
But
topic
it's like...
again.
Yeah, go on.
Do you know, like, me and Lucy are like best friends?
Yeah.
Someone in the household, as many people will know, Lucy does not like the male appendage.
Species.
Yes, that. And she would love to have children in the future.
Yeah, I'm well aware of that with the jokes you've been making towards me.
Yes, someone in my household said, well, if she can't find anybody for a sample, why doesn't she just ask you? And I'm like, that would be the worst baby in hell, sorry. That is just abomination central.
And I guess that's human right as well. We won't mention it on the podcast, okay? That person listens to this podcast.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a good idea, but I'm not saying it's a bad idea. And hear me out when I say this.
No.
The conversation that you just described, I'm willing to bet you aren't the first one to have that, conversation like brought to you, where you have one individual with you, a kid, and obviously they don't find, they may be a woman and they don't, in Lucy, like for yourself, Lucy, you're lesbian, you don't find males sexually attractive. So,
Yeah,
but you
I
do
kind
want a
of
kid of your
spoiled
own.
all hope for that.
What do you mean? What?
I've seen Christian naked.
Oh, yeah.
By
yeah.
accident.
What a fun conversation that was.
Wasn't on purpose, I didn't just go in and go, surprise!
Yeah, I highly doubt you just walked into the room bollock naked and just went, hey
Technically, we could say that he was unconscious. But that
Well, he was
made me sound
sleepwalking,
like
wasn't
not a human being.
Well, no, I wasn't
Yeah, but-
naked, I was just in grey pants that you thought was skin.
Yeah, no, Christian, I have actually seen you naked.
Oh, Flamber, yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not talking about how Lucy's seen his pee-pee. Moving forward.
Oh, laugh.
So who's seen your pee-pee then, Stephen?
Mind your own business. Yeah, so you said that, you did joinery and you said that you had an idea, it didn't work out, whatever. Again, experience is the best teacher. But I do have to say something though, when it came to joinery, it's just like, memories just came flooding back. I did joinery in college. The first year was alright, and the second year I couldn't finish because I had to quit for whatever reason. While I was doing the second year, it's a joinery course, working with wood, so explain to me, how the hell are students, plural, supposed to do woodwork when there's no fucking wood? Explain that to me. And apparently, after I quit the course, this continued for another year. Like, I still had mates in there. It continued for another year. How the hell are students supposed to do joinery woodwork if there's no woods? But while I'm on that topic, another shout out to my brother. He studied hairdressing. When he was doing hairdressing, he was 16, and for health,
cut my hair.
you'll have to ask him.
Lucy, quickly, might be listening, go.
I have shaved sides and very long hair on the top, and I need it cutting off, all of it off.
Can you do barbecue?
Right, okay, we will assume that my brother's listening and he's just went yes or no, and we will inform you when we get an answer.
So basically, thank you or you bastard.
One of the two. Yeah, so anyway, he was 16, studying hairdressing, and for health and safety reasons, he wasn't allowed to use scissors because he wasn't of the age of 18. So explain to me the logic of how the hell he's supposed to cut hair without scissors.
Scissors
Yeah.
Play-Doh.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, right? Anyone listening might think, well, why didn't you point this out to the teachers? Don't worry, Michael had the brains to do that. It's just a shame that the teachers were lacking brains during this conversation because they said, I quote, use your fingers. Yeah, so they might be classed as a teacher, but they're clearly thick as pig shit.
What, we're doing rock, paper, scissors now?
At the end of the day, the teachers, they're human. They can make mistakes.
One that was a robot.
You're chatting shit. Just pointing that out. Moving forward. Yeah.
You mean chatting utter
So-
bollocks?
Yeah, one of the two. Did you just do a Jimmy
I
Carr laugh?
hate you. I hate you so much for that.
That just takes me straight back to Alison in childcare and so children, what do we find in a forest school? Me does Jimmy Carr. No, Lucy, we don't find Jimmy Carr in a forest school.
You have to admit, if you're in the woods and you just see Jimmy Carr there, I don't think you would be a little confused. Like, what the fuck are you doing here? And especially if he's running at you making that laugh.
You know.
But yeah, making a reference back to talking about the teachers last time, at the end of the day, they're only human. They are going to make mistakes. But for fuck's sake, you know, you'd think that...
I don't know how you can make that mistake.
Yeah, there are times where it's just like, look, I get it, you're only human, you know, you can make mistakes, but there are some mistakes where you literally have to sit there and think, did you really think that was the best idea? That's because obviously, you know, I told my brother that episode 2's been uploaded, you know, he's excited to listen to it, and he was asking about what we're going to talk about with this, and the way I talk started going on about random shit about what we talked about there, and we even went on about how things were in primary school. You would say that you were good students, wouldn't you?
No. Got police call on 3 times.
Well, then that was intriguing. I'm actually curious. Go on, explain a bit more.
As you may know or not know, I have very bad anger issues.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
And I think the funniest thing I ever did was my dad walked in on me swinging a portable heater round my head by the plug at the teacher.
Do you know what? Can you repeat that? Because I'm trying to visualise it and I'm just thinking, how the fuck did you do that?
So we had a little portable heater, do you know, you see a plug into wall, electric heater, and I was swinging it round my head by the plug, walking towards the teacher.
Do you know what? You know, it's like Mortal Kombat where you've got Sub-Zero and Scorpion and all that. They've got shit, you know what?
Heater man.
You just knock 7 bells of shite out of them with the heater. It's like, come over here. Nah, fuck off, mate. I've
Well,
got my
best
heater
thing
on
when
sound.
police came, and I calmed down by then, so I just sat in car having a chat to him. But I did eventually go to a pretty good school called Oakwood for special children.
No, because the reason why I brought this up, again, making a reference to trying to be a good student, you know, from the last episode, trying to be a good student, but the teacher is basically not doing their job right and basically making you feel like shit. There was one time where I think I was in year 4, so how old was I then? Maybe about 8 years old, maybe 8 or 9 years old, I
I
think.
could imagine a little Stephen, but with still his beard.
Yeah. Believe it or not, right, I've had long hair since the age of 14 and I've had a beard since I was 18. But believe it or not, there was a time where I did not have a beard and I had a skinhead.
He was a chav.
Yeah, I was. I had the trachea and everything. Yeah, so anyway, I was like in year 4, so maybe about 8 years old. And I remember we had a substitute teacher. And there was this girl, I won't say her name, but there was
Becky
this girl.
Summers.
No. And she was burping in my face. So, of course, like anyone would, stop burping in my face, I say. The teacher didn't like the fact that I was yelling out in classroom, so she puts my name on the boards.
So
And-
stop burning in my face, I say.
Okay, fair enough. It was a little bit, I was a kid, so, you know, I said it with a bit higher pitch, and I may have used colourful words. The point is...
face, I said.
Tiny bit deeper on your own point. Anyway, the point is, she put my name on boards, and then when the teacher came back, like the actual teacher came back, she was going through all the names, saying, right, Sean or whatever your fucking name is, why are you on the board? Turn to the student and he has to justify why he was misbehaving. And then she comes to me and goes, Stephen, why is your name on the board? So I'm trying to say, such and such burped in my face, but she literally interrupted me, and I hated the fact she did this. She just interrupted me and went, start off the sentence with I, please. So I went, I was yelling out because, and then she just has a go at me. She doesn't even let me finish. And it's just like, there were too many times. Like, again, I could give more examples, but, you know, let's face it, story for another day. The point is, too many times is where you've got, I get it, discipline's important, but you're doing it fucking wrong at times. Come on. It's like, you got a good student here, and all of a sudden, they've misbehaved. Shut the fuck up, I hate it. Yeah, so you got a good student.
You're not a good student if you've got to say you're a good student.
I was a good student. Well, I got the attention a few times, but you know, who fucking didn't?
Me, I just got excluded to a different facility.
No, because the point I'm getting at is, obviously as I got older, I started having the attitude of talking back to teachers, because my attitude was, do you know what, I'm sick and tired of them pushing me around.
Yeah,
like, they're no different to the students. But the point is, I tried to be a good student. You know, as I've even said, you know, having your hand up, you know, being polite, not shouting out in lesson and that. The point is that I'm getting at is, what are you giggling at?
All I can imagine is now is you. Master gave Stephen a sock.
Well, I have got his build, so.
Stephen is free.
Students got to smack Christian.
And it was sticky.
Wait. I'm going to smack you and it was sticky. What the hell am I smacking?
Oh no, we've got a Snorty McGee now.
Oh great, we've got to go on now, yeah? So she'll be snorting for the rest of the podcast. Yeah, so it's one of them, trying to be a good student, but when a teacher's talk down to you, at the end of the day, you're gonna argue back.
Oh, we had one who did it right in front of us.
Go on.
Do you like talking like with a teacher who was just amazing, a substitute? No, we had a teaching assistant who was amazing, nicknamed Granny Walton. Absolutely amazing person. But the science teacher used to talk about us in front of us, and we all used to hate that. Because it's if we are doing something wrong, we don't want other people in the class to hear it, because that's something they could use against us. Even though it were like five of us, but if one of us pissed the other one off, something were gonna happen. And I mean, it's not like a little something was gonna happen. Once I accidentally pissed off my best mate, and he swung at me with a stool.
As you do. You know, you're just having a bit of banter. Next thing you know, stool's flying across the room. Go on.
I had the blue tack safety pins, not safety pins, you know, like you put in corkboards.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He blue tacked them upside down on my chair, so then when I would sit on the chair, they'd stick in me.
What an asshole.
Savage.
Because I remember when students tried doing that in our school, but for some reason it just didn't work. It's like when you sit down, and just the pin will just move.
Oh, I saw that they were there on the chair. Like that, so.
Well, if they're all close to each other, like the balloon thing, you won't pop, you'll just spread over them and have support.
Yeah,
I suppose.
Still, you know, you've met
You're still gonna feel
you've met
it.
me, and you've met how heavy I am. So, I don't think they were just going to spread my weight out across they were going to hurt me.
I mean, let's face it, I'm fairly light, but even a stiff breeze will knock me. And you know, a stiff breeze would definitely knock me over, but I'd still feel it if a pin goes up my ass.
For a year in primary school, I couldn't sit on anything hard.
Sorry, a bit of immaturity popped out then.
Not want to explain. You feel sorry for me. Right, my dad went on holiday with his mate to India. Other than getting deli belly and shitting and puking everywhere, he got an abscess under his arm. So obviously I've got that removed.
Yeah.
Somehow my mum got it under her arm, and so he transferred it to her, and she had it twice under the same arm. Me being the unlucky bugger I am, I got it top of my arse crack.
I shouldn't laugh because that does sound bad.
Yeah, just try and get a knife shoved in your arse.
Ooh.
Gas now.
You nasty. I say that again, sorry?
Gas now were lovely. But yeah, I had to take a pillow to school with me, and I used my sleeping pillow, so I had to try not to fart.
How old were you when you had to do that?
Like 8.
Because I was going to say, if that happened in high school, honest to God, you'd get terrored, wouldn't you? Yeah, because you did everything you could to avoid being a target when it came to high school, didn't you? Like, and sometimes it was impossible.
Me fucking hell.
Turn up.
People, if they were gonna have a go at me in class, I knew what I could do to get them back. there was one door, maths door, outside into inside and inside to out. And it wasn't like one door in, one door out. It was one for both ways, and it was a main in and out entrance.
Right, I get what you mean, yeah.
You'd be late if you went the long way around.
Right.
So I'd make sure if I didn't like the person in front of me, because everybody wore backpacks, and people would just wait for it to be clear to go in, not me. I knew I had the maths to get through. So I'd just get even a teacher or anybody in front of me, I'd lock my arms in the backpack like a good hug. Charge! I like a snowplow for people.
I used to do that with year 7, I just used to wrap my arms around like year 7 and then just BAM!
Yeah, no,
Year 7 would absolutely love it, just like, I'm fun. And then year 11 that you're knocked over on the side of like, fucking fat prick, what you doing that for?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got warned about year 7s once. I had this teacher who did one-to-one PE with me, and he went through the ranks. Really, were amazing. Mr. Craig, bloody hell, they were amazing. I knew you were American, but we did one-to-one PE, and we were doing rugby tackles. Worst thing you could have said, he had, one of those pad things for you to run into. Worst thing you could have said, come at me.
Come at me, bro.
So I did. He was on his ass faster than he knew what hit him. So when he got to a head of year, he was going to look after the new year 7s, or year 6s to year 7s.
Yeah.
And he politely brought me aside and said, I know how you get around school and people don't tend to mess with you because they don't know you, or because they know you. So could you please not rugby tackle a kid past me door, please?
I love that choice of wording. Please don't rugby tackle a kid past me door.
He just doesn't want to see year 7s flying past the corridor.
Flying past the corridor.
Just yeet!
It'd be so fun though. I'm late to my lesson. Christian, launch.
Release the Christian.
There's just signs up on the wall saying beware of Christian.
Yeah, with mugshot, beware of this boy.
They've got ramming detectors. Like, which part of the school am I? It's like you're safe to go down this corridor, and then it's yellow. He's on his way. Red, just hide and survive.
Like Jurassic Park, with the water starts shaking with the T-Rex and that's just Christian coming.
No, there'd be a fucking tidal wave out at Cup. I'd be fucking charging at you.
I have to admit though, Christian, like, I like to think myself as a confident person, but even I'd shit a brick if you came charging at me.
I managed to break somebody's knuckle once. That was fun. They were all running
How
past
the hell
me.
did you do that?
One thing I've always hated is when people treat me like a monster and run away from me shouting monster. Always hated that. And these people were just running past me, but it annoyed me. So I managed to bide one of into the wall, and her arm straight out went slap, bang, knuckles first into the wall. And obviously, me being me, I didn't do it with gentle force. It was like,
yeah, it's hardly going to be like a little love
there's
tap,
gonna be an imprint there when you get out, like cartoon imprint. Apparently, I broke a knuckle.
But yeah, here's something for you that might make you laugh.
Oh, sorry.
You sassy fuck. I can't be asked going through Facebook to find the proof of this. If I have to, then so be it. But without me beards, right, when it comes to celebrity lookalikes...
You look like Ron Weasley.
Well, do you know what? I might have to get the proof to just prove me point if I'm getting compared to Ron Weasley here, but without my beards, I... Are you done?
No.
No. If you have more to say, please go. Go on.
Hermione.
Snape.
Dumbledore.
Snape.
Harry Potter. Ooh. Harry Potter. Ron Weasley.
You
don't?
saying, Stephen?
Yes, okay. Anyway...
Weasley.
Yeah, there we go.
If only there was a dictionary to explain what the hell was going on.
The Harry Potter puppet crew.
Yeah, it was a YouTube video that was going around where you had all the Harry Potter characters as puppets and they were singing, and I just remember the Ron Weasley, Dumbledore! That's all I remember, so...
Right.
But yeah,
Harry Potter. Ooh.
My Yahoo.
Anyway, so going back to what I was saying. So are we going to have a conversation, or am I just going to be interrupted every 5 minutes?
Pretty much interrupted every 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, at least you're honest. I'll give you that.
Right, go on, Stephen. You were saying.
Go on.
I'm
Yeah,
sexy and
so-
I'm homeless.
You can hear the gears turning.
Steam coming out the ears. He's about to go choo choo.
Anyway,
Because he's all
So-
ready to steam train.
you fucker. Do you
Just
know
saying,
what? When I
Stephen.
get, do you know what? Seriously though, when I'm editing this, I'm genuinely curious how long I've been trying to say this. Like I'm
About,
just
about
timestamp
5
it or
minutes
something.
now.
About 5
Probably, yeah. Yeah. So, anyway, celebrity lookalikes, and fuck off. When I
Just
was
keep going.
like 4 years ago, maybe a bit longer, without a beard, I've been compared to Ryan Gosling, and I can gladly show you the Facebook as proof. I can gladly show you. Right? Do you know what I'm gonna? I swear to God, I'm gonna have to find the proof of this. Right? No, right? Okay. Okay. Now, if you think that's funny, wait till you hear the next part. Right? So around about that time, people are saying I am looking like him, but a certain someone, I'm not gonna say who, but a certain someone, she had a crush on Ryan Gosling. And she even had Ryan Gosling's face in one of her knickers. So you can imagine the shock horror on her face and the realization when she was like, holy shit, Steve looks like Ryan Gosling. I've got a picture of Steve on my knickers. So yeah, again, I'm not going to say who it is. But anyway, moving on to something else that I thought was pretty funny.
Right, fucking hell.
Do you know, I swear to God, I'm going to have to find a comparison
I look
picture,
like
and you'll be like,
Cheryl
holy
Cole
shit!
if
So
you
on
would.
so where's we're doing episode 3 now? On episode 4, you'll be like, do you know what, Steve? You were right. You did look like him. Without a beard, you do
If
look
you're
like
Ryan
him.
Gosling,
No,
I'm
if
fucking
you send
Cheryl
proof,
Cole.
he's just gonna make fun of it forever.
He probably will. He probably will. I mean, let's face
No,
it.
it's not
Christian.
probably. It's a definite.
Yeah,
Probably-
like Sam
yeah,
still
definitely.
still Sam coughs up crumbs from eating 10 slices of toast.
I absolutely hate you.
Anyway, the point is, a lot of people agreed with it. But around about that time, you had this lad. Again, I'm not going to mention what his name is. My
Please.
interpretation was he wanted the same attention that I got. And he came out with this comment. I apparently look like such and such singer. I can live with that. So immediately I Google a picture of this singer and I comment on the threads of the singer and him with the caption, no you fucking don't. This led into a lengthy conversation. Now I'll give you the short version because we're probably running out of time with the episodes. We're going back and forth. Near the end, I say to him, so let me get this right. You're telling me that at a time frame, don't know when it was like, could have been months ago, could have been years ago, some person, and you can't remember who the person was, said that you look like this singer. They didn't elaborate more than the fact that they think you look like this singer, and you've only just remembered that now, and you thought you'd make a status about it. And he was like, well, yeah. I was like, I'm sorry, mate, but I'm calling bullshit. Like, no joke. He was trying to make out that he looked like this celebrity, and as I was calling him out, he was claiming that he couldn't remember who told him this. He couldn't remember when this person told him this, and he couldn't remember, like, what features in the face that he's got. Even someone was taking the piss, like being all sarky by going, oh, I see it, it's in the chin. Well, I thought it was hilarious. Fuck you guys.
You looking like Ryan Gosling.
I can't believe you thought that. Do you know what? How much time have we got on this podcast? Because I wonder if I've got time to actually find this
We've got
proof.
like 1 minute 20 seconds.
Yeah, okay, then fair enough then. I will still find this proof for you. Because it just, yeah, because I'm not even joking, right? It wasn't even me who said it. It was,
A
fucking,
blind woman.
my internet would be down on my laptop, wouldn't it? Fucking perfect timing. Oh, it's back up, never mind.
Was it a blind woman that said that?
No, it was multiple people. Like I said, when the post was put up, a lot of people was agreeing with it. Again, like I said, I will find the proof, and I'll send it to the group chat as well, so Yeah, you will be able to see, and you'll have to like vouch for it to Sam, because obviously Sam's not in the group chat because
I'll
well,
just
we
send
don't.
it.
I suppose you could.
You looking like a famous person who looks good. Fuck off.
No, because I won't lie. It actually, now this is going to sound a bit like, you know, a bit deep, but there are people like that girl. Fuck off. That girl that I mentioned. She was actually one of quite a few girls who I knew who had a thing for Ryan Gosling, but they immediately lost interest in them when they realised I looked like him.
I have to see this picture now.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to find it.
Well, the fact is, the way you laughed at me like that, I'm gonna have to prove it now, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I remember correctly, I think it was in 2014. No, that's too soon. No, 2014. Is there a way I can go through Facebook to a particular year very quickly?
Scroll. Keep
Scroll.
scrolling.
Oh, great. Yeah, I'm defo not going to find it anytime soon then. But I will find it. And I was tagged in the no. Because, okay, so it was a post that was put up. How can I find that relatively quickly? Aside from just scrolling. Yep.
If you're Ryan Gosling, I'm Hardy from Laurel and Hardy.
Like, you fucking knuckle. I'm gonna fucking find this.
Actually, I do kind of look a bit like him.
Well, you know
Hey
what?
Siri,
Talk.
find me pictures of Ryan Gosling.
Wait, is that the guy who's not The Rock from the new...
Actually, I've got a better idea. What I'll do is I'll find the pitch that was used to compare me with him, and I'll just get a Google stock
Yeah,
image.
alright.
Hang on a minute, hang on. When I find that fucking picture, where the fuck is it? Where it should be. Hang on, your picture. There it is. Right. Okay. So I've got that. Actually, do you know what? That works. I'll just send a screenshot of that. Where the fuck is it? Right. Where are you? There you go. Right then, you bunch of bastards.
Did you just assume
Just sent us. Right, I've just sent a screenshot, and there you go. You can actually see like a small picture of Ryan Gosling that a friend of mine has commented on my profile picture.
Fuck off.
Nothing like Ryan Gosling.
You honestly think so? Like that picture that I've sent there?
Like, hang the fuck on. Let me find a decent picture of Ryan Gosling.
Your
No, like,
chin's
there's-
weird, mate.
Well, I've got a strong jawline. What's wrong with that?
You might have a strong jawline, but your chin's weird.
What's wrong with me fucking chin?
It's weird.
Elaborate.
A chin shouldn't go in and then back out again.
No, fucking don't.
Fucking
Just
no.
go straight down.
There's a little steep.
I've got a strong jawline. What's wrong with that? No, but anyway, that picture of me and that picture of Ryan is the ones that were being compared. And a lot of people agreed on. And if I've got to prove my point, to actually go find that post of all the people agreeing, then fair enough.
I can see it if I'm drunk out of mind.
So basically,
Oh, no.
what you're saying is
She's
you
found
can see it if
something.
you
Hold on.
squint.
What, Luke?
Oh God, what have you done? Cara just going Joe Ryan Gosling.
Joe, not Joe.
Oh, I'm dyslexic, aren't I?
Yeah.
Oh, because of me nose. Cheeky cow.
At least you know how to count money.
Well, I do have things in common with Jews. We both hate Nazis.
That's a different religion, I'm afraid.
What the fuck I was
So I think the only one who disagrees with that image is Lucy, because I think even Cara agrees. So I'll take that.
I disagree.
Okay, that's two people. I don't see it again. I don't see it. Sorry. Okay, you don't have to apologise. Just laugh. Who the fuck you calling an ugly cunt? You cheeky fuck. You've got shit in your eyes or something, mate. I'm stunning.
Yes, that's what's in my eyes, you. That's the shit. You're like Deadpool, like, you've been mutated so you're ugly ceiling with a blind.
Well, file that under fucking oof. No, but the point is that the reason why I brought that up, obviously didn't expect you to laugh at the
So
opening
hard.
of that. Yeah. But it is one of them where a lot of people believe that I look like this fella. Whereas now, obviously, I've got a long beard, so I don't look like him now.
Anorexic Santa Claus.
Charming.
I am, yes.
The point, the yeah, we were right about the social cues. Yeah, you are bad with sarcasm. The reason why I brought this up, shut up, is because, as I said, there was that lad I knew who claimed he looked like that certain celebrity, and I just had to call him out on it. And it was just, yeah, I just couldn't help myself.
This section's gone too long.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah,
So
well,
go
when you
on,
think about it though, there's some that's gonna have to be cut out of it, isn't there?
Yeah, but it's like what happened with the last episode, where we thought we'd be removing about 5 minutes, and it turns out I only removed about 30 seconds. But tell you what time are we on now?
We are on. It is 7:31 p.m.
You're not fucking mate. How long has we been recording?
1 hour, 7 minutes and 7 seconds.
Yeah, leave it there.
Fair enough. Farewell, everybody.
Thank you for listening, and we hoped you enjoyed. The next episode coming soon.